Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here today because we're looking at something that could literally change how you approach your studies. Today, we're zeroing in on the Maharashtra Board Class 10 Probability chapter. But hey, here's the secret. We're not just talking about rolling dice or flipping coins today. No way. We're going to take this specific academic hurdle and turn it into a powerful, lifelong habit-building exercise. So by the end of this Explainer, you're going to see your math syllabus not as some massive mountain you got to climb, but as a blueprint for mastering your own focus.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. First up, the consistency challenge. Second, the digital PDF advantage. Third, a 5-step framework to guarantee consistency. And finally, exactly how to grab your free copy today.
Section 1. The consistency challenge. Why starting is easy, but finishing is hard. We've all been there, right? You get a fresh textbook, you're super motivated, and you are ready to conquer the world. But then, a week later, that initial fire kind of just vanishes. Honestly, it's a totally normal drop-off, but it is exactly where the real battle of board exams is fought and won. So I want you to really think about this for a second. When you're looking at your Class 10 syllabus, what's actually harder than learning probability itself? What is the real roadblock stopping you from getting the marks you want?
The answer? Consistency. Just plain old consistency. You see, understanding the formulas and the logic behind probability is really just one piece of the giant puzzle. According to our source material, maintaining the exact same pace throughout your entire exam prep is actually a way bigger challenge than understanding the math itself. I mean, anyone can study really hard for a single day, right? But showing up day after day, week after week, that is exactly where top students separate themselves from the pack. Let's jump into Section 2, the digital PDF advantage. Supercharging your study sessions. Now, to build that kind of consistency, you need tools that actually remove friction from your daily life. You need study materials that work with your schedule, not against it, and this brilliantly illustrates the difference. On one hand, you've got your traditional physical book. Great for deep reading at a desk for sure, but they're heavy and they're completely static. If you want to find a specific concept, you're manually flipping through pages. But on the other hand, the digital PDF format of this chapter gives you instant search capabilities. You can use temporary highlights to mark important stuff and then easily wipe them out later to test yourself. But the absolute biggest game changer, extreme portability.
To really drive this home, let me read you this exact quote from the guide about the PDF format. It says it helps you maintain continuity in your study sessions, whether you are traveling, attending a family function, or want to use your leisure time productively. That is profound, guys. The real magic here isn't just that it's on a screen. It's that it guarantees continuity. Your study sessions are absolutely no longer chained to your desk at home.
Which brings us to Section 3, 5 Steps to Consistency, a framework for habit building. Okay, so we understand the challenge and we've got the perfect digital tool. Let's get into the actual technique, pulled directly from the selfstudies.com guide. This takes consistency from a vague wish and turns it into a step-by-step action plan. Here's the high-level rundown. 1. Set small daily goals. 2. Mix learning and practice. 3. Study at a fixed time. 4. Focus on improvement, not perfection. And 5. Avoid long gaps. By treating these 5 steps like a checklist, building that daily study habit becomes a highly structured and super achievable process. Let's break them down one by one. Tip number 1. Do not try to knock out the whole chapter in a day or two. Listen, cramming is a massive trap. It feels super productive right then, but it leads straight to burnout. Instead, the guide highly recommends chopping the probability chapter into tiny, manageable pieces. Set a small daily goal, literally just one concept or maybe 3 practice questions. These bite-sized targets actually help your brain digest the information and hold on to it much longer without getting completely overwhelmed. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it addresses the false sense of productivity. Tip 2 tells us to mix learning and practice. So many of us spend hours just reading the PDF, highlighting text, nodding along, thinking, yep, I've got this. But reading alone creates a really dangerous illusion of progress. Without actually sitting down and practicing the math questions, you honestly have no real idea if you've absorbed the topic. This quote perfectly captures the solution. After studying a concept, immediately solve related questions. Doing this makes your study session engaging and prevents you from feeling bored. Honestly, alternating between reading the theory and actively solving problems is your absolute best weapon against boredom. It keeps your brain fully engaged and constantly testing itself. Moving right along to tip 3, study at a fixed time.
This is a classic, scientifically backed habit hack. If you wake up every day and have to agonize over, "Ugh, when am I going to study probability today?" You're draining your mental battery. You're adding unnecessary friction. But by locking in a specific time every single day, studying becomes totally automatic, just like brushing your teeth. You just completely eliminate that daily struggle of deciding when to start working.
And that brings us to tip 4. Honestly, this might be the most empathetic and important piece of advice in the whole framework. Focus on improvement, not perfection. Let's be real, you're going to have off days. There will be days where you only get through half of what you planned, and actually that is completely fine. The real secret? Simply keeping the habit alive, just opening that PDF and doing something is way more valuable than having a perfect performance every single day. Keep the chain unbroken.
So, the crucial point is perfectly summed up in tip 5. Avoid long gaps. One of the main reasons consistency falls apart is because we take overly long breaks. If you have an insanely busy day like that family function we talked about earlier, spend literally just 5 minutes reviewing key topics on your phone using the PDF. That tiny 5-minute session is a massive victory for your long-term memory because it keeps everything fresh in your mind.
Let's move to and see how this builds into actionable reality with Section 4, getting your free copy, a step-by-step download guide. I want to make absolutely sure you know exactly how to grab this free PDF right now, so you can start using these 5 steps today. Here is the exact path. Step 1, open your browser, head over to selfstudies.com. Step 2, hit the menu, click State Books, then Maharashtra Board. Step 3, select 10ths to enter the Class 10 study materials. Step 4, click Maharashtra Board New Books, pick your language medium, then hit Mathematics. And finally, Step 5, you'll see a chapter-wise list. Just click on Chapter 5 Probability, and you can download the whole PDF totally free straight to your device. We've covered why consistency is your biggest hurdle, how a simple digital PDF can be a total game changer for your focus, and the 5 exact steps you need to build a daily study habit that actually sticks. The roadmap is right in front of you, and the tools won't cost you a dime. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Will you take action and start building your consistency habit today? Remember, improvement always beats perfection. Grab that PDF, set your tiny goal for today, and just begin. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy studying.